Hi everyone, I'm FMGreeno. Welcome along to episode 38 of the Greeno Tour. This is my FM21 European journeyman, where I can only manage teams that I've seen play live or been to their stadium. So we're a little over halfway through the season, and I think things are starting to catch up with us a little bit. December has been a very busy month. We were last together for that Manchester City game where we lost 4-1. We followed that up just a few days later by being beat 4-0 by Leicester. A really woeful performance all round, to be honest. 0-0 draw with Newcastle followed that. We tightened things up a little bit, so that was good. And we beat Norwich in the Carabao Cup quarter-final. That means the team that we lost to, 4-0, Leicester, are our semi-final opponents. That's a two-legged affair, of course, coming up during January. Then, the Boxing Day fixture, home to Burnley. We should have won this game. We were 1 up, and they equalised, you can see here, in the 6th minute of stoppage time. We tried to shore everything up at the back, but they just managed to batter a way through right at the death. Decent result to follow that up. Went to Chelsea, took the lead early on with a good goal from Zhang but unfortunately Chelsea equalised just before half-time. Played out a fairly even second half, so that's not too disappointing. But we could really do with turning some of these yellow-coloured ones into greens. So today we head to Wolves. Let's go and see how we're set up for that. We have a couple of issues around the team. So unfortunately, Tyler Roberts here is out injured today. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem. He's a really versatile player for us, plays in a couple of different positions, so not having him available is a slight problem. Harvey Squires has been getting a little bit of game time, but unfortunately he's out just for today, I think. He's just got a cold, so he's unavailable. And a couple of condition issues here. Zhang Likun and Billy Kumetu have been playing a lot of football recently and just haven't quite recovered enough to start today's game. So Lockyer comes in for a rare start this season at centre-back. And in midfield, Mpanzu comes in place of Likun. Let's head off to the game. So this is the Wolves lineup, a fairly decent looking side, some good players in amongst there. This is our first trip to Molineux in the series. Of course, we played Wolves the first game of the season. Our Premier League debut was at home against them. We got beat 2-0. You can see here from the table, we are currently sat in 10th place. But we have a game in hand this game. Everyone else played earlier in the day. So there's a fair chance, if we can pick up a result, we'll shift up the table a little bit. I'm not too disappointed to be sat in 10th place. Or 9th, there we are. If we get a point today, we go up to 9th. So, but I think that's decent. 28 points at this stage of the season. You see Everton occupying the 3rd relegation spot with half the amount of points we've got. So we've got to be relatively confident for the rest of the season in terms of staying up at least. Fabio Silva makes his way through, but a good save from O'Leary there to stop him. We don't have any signings lined up for January as yet. Obviously, the coffers are a little bit bare at the moment. There are a couple of players that I wouldn't mind moving out, just to at least free up some wage budget as much as anything. But there doesn't seem to be too much interest in my fringe players at the moment. So, oh dear. How did we let that in at the back post? Eze with a goal. He's not exactly a giant, is he? The young fullback there, Mosquera, unfortunately lost his man a little bit. A decent ball into the back post, but Mosquera could have done better there, I think. Just the littlest of flicks, taken out for a corner or something, but unable to do so. So we're a goal down, but plenty of time to turn things around, assuming we can actually start attacking at some point. This has been kind of my modus operandi in a lot of games. Start really cautiously, see how we get on for the first half, and then make changes as appropriate. If we manage to sneak into a lead, don't try and go too gung-ho. Try and shore things up a little bit. Or if we do find we need a goal, oh, what a finish that is! Is he onside? He is. Yeah. So if we're struggling, at least we got options to change things around and get forward a bit more. What a fabulous goal this was. A great ball here from Zevallos, the young Peruvian midfielder. Brilliant movement from Ikeda, and what a first-time finish that is. Unstoppable. So, 1 apiece. Happy with that. How long we'll keep it that way remains to be seen. Zevios with a clearance there, but can't find Ikeda up front with it. Wolves looking to build. They seem to be getting down that right-hand side pretty easily at the moment. Good block, though. Lockyer clears. Is that going to be the end of highlight? It is, thankfully. So overall, I'm not too disappointed with our recent form. Like I said, we had 3 draws in our last 3 games. We did play Chelsea in that, which I don't think is bad. And Burnley, we probably should, like I say, should have won that game. They were very fortunate to get that last minute, or after the last minute, in fact, the 6th minute of stoppage time equaliser. So we're doing okay, but yeah, I'd like to see us kind of build a little bit more on what we've been doing so far. I think the games have just been coming a bit too thick and fast for us at the moment, and the squad is pretty thin. So, what are we going to tell the guys here? Have we been the better team? I don't think we have we? Let's say we owe Wolves after what happened in our last match. That sounds like a decent thing to say. And we'll get the boys out for the second half. A couple of fatigue issues here to be aware of. Obviously, this is our 3rd game in just a few days with the Boxing Day fixture. One more snuck in between this and this one being on New Year's Day. Always a very, very busy time of year in the English game over the Christmas period. Nelson is absolutely wrecked, and he's on a 6.3, so I think it's time to bring him off, make a couple of changes. I'll be back in a moment. So Mahoney has come on the right-hand side. We have also made a change, brought Divine on, one of the full-backs, and swapped Hickey over to the right-back position. Mosquera was not having a great game. That's offside, isn't it? Yeah, miles offside. Okay, a good finish again, but unfortunately offside. It looks like Zevios has pretty much run his race today, so maybe we'll take him out. We don't have a ready-made replacement for him. Shenton can come in, and then maybe we can swap Mpanzu and Shenton around. I think I probably have to go into the tactics to do that, don't I? Let's go ahead and do that. Mpanzu, no, actually, Dewsbury Hall. There we are. That's the better shout. They can swap around. So we've got about 20 minutes to go here. 1-all's not too bad, but an opportunity here for Wolves. Come on, let's get a foot in, get this away. Oh, goodness me, I thought that was sailing into the back of the net there. A little bit of pinball in the box. The keeper didn't move a muscle to try and save that. Obviously very, very confident that it was going past the post. So we've not got long to go in the game here, just 5 minutes or so. I think we're going to encourage the team here. That seems to have brightened people up going into these last few minutes. But I think this is a fairly good indication of the progress we've made since the beginning of the season. We've come to Wolves and got a draw. We lost to them, of course, in the first game of the season, so that's definitely an improvement, right? As you can see, in terms of the table, that result leaves us in 9th place. Pretty good. 7 wins, 7 draws, and only 6 defeats out of 20 games. Compare that to some of the teams down the bottom, and it looks like we're probably going to be well safe of relegation this season. As you can see, part of the reason for that down here, second in the clean sheets chart, is O'Leary, our goalkeeper. So that's really been the foundation of what we've been doing, trying to keep it tight at the back. In terms of when we're going to come back, well, we have the Carabao Cup semi-final I told you about. We're playing Leicester here in just a couple of days, or well, middle of next week. We'll probably come back for the second leg of that, I think. And then maybe one of the games either side of it. I'm a little bit mindful. The transfer window closes on the 2nd of February. So there's not much point bringing you the United game because that's just before the end of the window. So maybe what we'll do is the Leicester game, we'll skip the United game and we'll bring you the Villa game and do it as a double header. Then we can see if we've brought anyone in at the very end of the transfer window. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's game. I think it demonstrated the progress we've made this season. Going from that horrible home defeat we had against Wolves right at the start of the season to a really creditable 1-1 draw away from home against them. If you did enjoy it, please drop a like on there for me. And of course, if you've got any comments about this episode or the series as a whole, I would love to see them below. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. Click that button and come and hop on the Greenobus. There is plenty of room for you all. It just remains for me to thank you for watching, and I will see you soon for some more Greeno Tour action here with Luton Town. Bye for now.